Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Certified Male Podcast. I'm your boy Anthony, and no, not Carmelo.
And it's your boy Tati, aka Mr. Slow Stickum himself.
And you guessed it, it's your boy Jay, aka Mr. Light Skin Key Sweat.
Yes, sir. And it's your boy Drew. And we back on this podcast where we will be addressing all topics of life as we deliver our unfiltered, unbiased 2 cents on Believe Me When I Say everything discussion worthy.
You've got me. Well, first and foremost, we would like to thank everybody for tuning into our last episode of the podcast. We appreciate all the love and constant support and great feedback. But I quite frankly don't think that they ready for that relationship part 2 to drop. What y'all think?
Man, listen, Relationships Part 2 was the best content ever put
I
out.
can't wait.
Hey, y'all thought the kitchen was hot last week. When you hear that part 2, be like, but that kitchen on fire for real.
Caliente.
Feeling like a sauna.
Oh, God.
But let's jump right into it. Let's get into our next topic. What is a purposeful man?
You know, everybody have their own definition of what a purposeful man is and how purposeful men look. So, what is your definition of a purposeful man?
Man, that's a good question, man. Purposeful man in my eyes is, a man with some direction and a man with some focus. I feel like everybody has to have a sense of direction, like where you want to go, where you want to be. And even if you don't get there, that's okay. It's just at least you got that sense of where you got to go. And then obviously you need a good head on your shoulders to stay focused and keep pursuing that direction you headed in.
I feel like, being a purposeful male is like knowing what you want to do, having the reasoning behind it. Like, your reasoning behind everything you doing. So, it's almost like having goals, but just a little different, just having a purpose. And sometimes people feel like his purpose is like, handed down to them or passed down to them. So that's my definition of it.
When I hear ants, when I hear focus, I'm thinking tunnel vision, having that mind to just lock in on that one thing that you want to do. To me, a purposeful man is somebody who have that aim, that focus to break down a goal, overall goal, instead of the individual wants to get to that one goal.
For me, it's the focus, staying ahead of your goals, basically, seeing fit that you meet those expectations to get to those goals.
Yeah, most definitely.
I agree. But to me, purposeful men, they learn something from every situation they in. Somehow, some way, every situation they in, they pull some knowledge from. But sometimes I think we tend to compromise our purpose for our significant other.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Like when we in a relationship, sometimes we got to compromise some of ourselves, some of the stuff we want to do in order to make that work. And but I just feel like a purposeful man. That's it's hard to compromise because he know where he want to be and he know where he want his family to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For me, like, I won't say I alter my purpose for my significant other because, like, as y'all know, like, I'm in a long distance relationship. So, like, it kind of altered my path or my timing with how I wanted to do things. Like, I always knew what I wanted to do, like, where I want to stay. You always know, like, yeah, you want to get a crib and this and that. You always know you want to do that. But the steps you take to get in there, like, that comes with saving and doing this, like managing your money a lot more better than you loosely would do when you don't really have no purpose or don't really have something you're looking forward to. So it's like, once I did that, once I kind of like altered my path, I feel like it kind of aligned with hers also. Then we kind of like, kind of looking at the same thing. We both got the same purpose, just different path, but the same purpose because of the situation that we're in. So I agree with that altering for real.
Speaking of the compromise part, I don't feel like compromising it should be easy. Sometimes we do compromise, but it shouldn't be easy. It should be a fight because you're fighting for what you really believe in, what you think your purpose is. So if you tend to compromise or lose focus of your purpose, that means are you really living for yourself? That's the real question.
Hey, that's a lot of thought right there. I want to go first on that one. I feel like yeah, you definitely can still live for yourself. Like, you're just not living by yourself. You can definitely live for yourself, but you're not living by yourself. You feel me? So a lot changes with like how you would do things if you're like by yourself or you're just on your lonely. But you tend to adjust to it when you know what you want to do, like having that purpose. When you know you got that purpose, like I know what I want to do at the end of the day. Like I know how I want to do this, yada yada yada. Things may change, your path may change, but you know what you want to do. You feel me? So yeah, bro. I feel like it could change, but it'll align. It'll align up, and it won't really like knock you off your path or what you want to do completely.
Well, for me, if I was to change my path for someone, or if I do see myself compromising my purpose, it just depends on if it aligns up with me or not. If I'm speaking honestly, like it just depends. Because if I could see that me and your goals can come together, and at the end of that goes,
And do you feel like since you compromising a lot of yourself, do you feel like you losing touch with self?
uh,
Do you feel like compromising, or not just specifically you, do you feel like compromising so much can help or can aid one to lose touch with self?
I would say yes.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, y'all boys not asking no brainers. Like y'all boys asking some real
For real, man. Listen, when you compromise, sometimes you lose in touch with self, man.
But how, like what, like I feel like it goes to an extent. So how bad does it have to get for you to compromise that bad to where you lose touch with your own self?
If you actually think about it, when your purpose is your purpose, so if any bit of alteration from that purpose, which we're going to consider compromise, any bit of alteration is you losing a little bit of yourself, because this is something, your purpose is what you set out to get or to do, is your desire. So at the moment you veer off a little bit, that's when you lose a piece of self. It's maybe not big, but you losing a piece of self, because now you gotta do a lot to get that back, to get
Mm-hmm.
back on that
I
Mm-hmm.
feel
narrow
like
trail.
we not adding in the fact that a lot of people might not even know their purpose, so they might find their purpose with that person that they just met or that person that they're with now. Like she gave me a purpose. You feel me? Some people might be looking on the outside like she gave me a purpose. You
I
feel me?
agree with
So
that.
how can that fully alter me if she gave me a purpose and like later on in the relationship, like without her, is my purpose gone? Like you feel me? Like it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, but I think at the end of the day, you could you could put it together or without altering or really like throwing off balance. But I ain't gonna say it won't go unnoticed. Like you won't feel a thing. Like things gonna change for you. It's gonna feel different completely.
She didn't give you a purpose. She just brought it out of you, or basically just made you see your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the change that's affect everyone though.
Not everybody like change.
Everyone is not comfortable with change.
But change is good. It's like I read something. It said, adversity introduces a man to himself. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need that throw you off course type of event to happen in your life, so that way it can really challenge you as an individual.
That goes back to what I said. My definition of purposeful men is, purposeful men, they always, every situation you in, you learn something. And it slowly builds you until you get your ultimate purpose. So sometimes your early purpose is something to push you to that next level. Most people, well, some people get their purpose at an early age. Some people still don't actually know what their purpose is. So for the ones who have their purpose, literally every situation they go through throughout their life, every year, every day, is getting them ultimately to that ultimate purpose.
I relate to that well, bro, because I feel like I'm one of the people who like I won't say I won't know my purpose. Like I feel like my purpose is finding a purpose right now. Like if I was doing it right now, I feel like my purpose right now would be to find a purpose. Like I don't like to place expectations on things. I always said, even the last couple podcasts we did, I was like, I don't like to have expectation because it leads to disappointment. So I wouldn't be one of those people who would envision what I'm doing in like 10 years. Like sometimes, yeah, I would do it, but I know like things happen, bro. Like life is so unpredictable. Anything could happen. Anything could just change your course completely. Like you could wake up and to be a millionaire, you feel me, or be a billionaire, then that changes everything you ever thought you was gonna do for yourself. For some people, you wake up completely broke. That changed completely what you was about to do for yourself. So I feel like once you put them expectations or how things are supposed to go or where you're supposed to be, that's when you end up being disappointed, lead to you being depressed and thinking about this and that. So my purpose right now, really like every day until I find it, is to really find a purpose. Like I just want to leave a mark right now, but finding a purpose.
And that's crazy how you say that, because my purpose didn't come until I had a kid. I just basically been setting goals to meet each and every month just so I could get towards that big goal that I want.
Going back to what Drew said about people don't have a purpose, and you slowly trying to get your purpose back or whatever. Society, to me, society makes you feel like not having a purpose or having something to get at is a bad thing, which is not, because you develop that over the years. Most people have that already purpose when they know they, because some people are destined. I think they destined with a purpose on what they ultimately going to do. Um, but when you don't have that destiny put on you, the chosen one, you constantly, day by day, you're learning your purpose. So you're not going to always have that. You're not going to always be like everybody else. And society makes that feel like a bad thing, but when it's really not.
Society gonna make a lot of things seem bad, but that's why you need a purpose. Because shouldn't nothing throw you off your course.
And with life situations, like Drew also said, when things happen, like if you go broke or you become a millionaire, your purpose is still your purpose. It's just the way you achieve that purpose or get back. So say if you go broke, the way you get back on track to your purpose is based off you, but it's still gonna be your purpose.
So when did you figure out your purpose changed, or when did you notice, even if you started with a purpose?
I knew my purpose at an early age, but how I got to understand and fulfill my purpose is throughout the events that happened in my life. My purpose is to serve others. So with that purpose, I've been doing it, but what got me to ultimately knowing that that was my purpose was I played football in college. I got hurt. I started being a coach, and me knowing everything that was put into me and stored into me as a child coming up, I knew my purpose. I ultimately knew my purpose was to give back to the kids.
Mm. Well, for me, I found out my purpose on July 22nd, 2017.
So you was moving without a purpose.
Yes, basically.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I just had little short-term goals for life, like achieving something that I didn't do before or doing things that I haven't seen in my life before. Because I feel like, for me, just for me, if I would have had a father figure in my life, I think I would have had some type of set purpose or know what to do out in life.
I agree. I'm with you on that one. The father figure, the male figure, it don't even have to necessarily be a father, but the male figure in your youth life is crucial.
Yeah, and as you guys know, with the Kappa League, I've been a part of that. I want to say since eighth grade, and with Kappa League comes a lot of Kappa men who actually knows what it takes to be in purpose. So being around them, getting the knowledge and getting everything, every little snippet I can get from them, that's what ultimately put me where I am now. The mentors I had throughout my life got me to where I am.
So mentors and brotherhoods and things that you can relate to or things that you could build a bond with can help you with finding your purposes.
Correct. Because it's very hard. I wouldn't say very hard, but it is hard to actually know your purpose when there's a lot going on in your life. Having those different hard events, tough events going on in your life, it will be hard for you to decipher through all that stuff on what you got going on.
Yeah, because once I was up the road in Orlando, I was being mentored by this male figure, and what I learned from him was structure. How to lead and how to properly plan something.
It's it kind of give me like a similar experience, like military wise, like just like how you say you learn discipline and stuff. It was like the same thing for me, growing up and needing that male figure. I feel like the military really instilled discipline into me. It gave me a lot of direction. It gave me focus. Everything in there moves fluently. It's like, hey, you got to do this, you got to be here at this time. And it really taught me how to be prepared at a young age as a young man. So like that's why like I said, in the beginning, I feel like the focus and the direction is very important. In my eyes, that's how a man is gonna find his purpose, by always having a direction and always remaining focused.
And I agree with that. But throughout life, there comes failures and things of that nature. Do you think the failures play a role in you choosing your purpose, or does it alter your purpose?
I feel like the failures alter your purpose. I don't necessarily want to say it helps you choose, but it alters, because it's like, for example, I give you an example since I could relate to like school. When I first started school, I was starting to go for sports management. And then as I started seeing certain things that I wasn't liking, it kind of altered my path on, okay, like, hold on, let me see if I enjoy this. Let me see if I enjoy that. But overall, I was still focused on that education direction, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was sports management or dentistry or whatever the case may be.
I would choose choosing. I see it as this, like if somebody telling me something, like say that it have a wall and a door, and they telling me to go through this door to get to where I need to be, but I'm hitting the wall, not listening. So I would say failure has played a role for me to choose.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Just for the fact that when you hit a failure, or as we call obstacles in purpose, those failures is a learning point. But it's up to you to make it a learning point. Some people make it a problem. Most people don't like failures. Let's take for instance, like Ann said, I'm in school. I chose this major. This the hardest major ever. Failure. The failure is the class is so hard that I can't get the grade that I need to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
But are you gonna change your major, or are you gonna go get that help? Are you gonna start doing the TI sessions? Are you gonna go to tutoring? Like, are you gonna take the lesson and push forward, or are you gonna take the failure and just move on?
Yeah, it's funny Jay say that, because Jay knows. Why at the beginning when I started, I told Jay, man, I'm about to change my major, bro. It got me sick. But nah, for real, I was going through it, man. But it's like my purpose, my focus is on, becoming a doctor. So I know the only way I get there is I got to go through the trenches. So like that's why I said you got to go to tutoring. You got to stay extra. Like Jay said, you got to put in that work. But for some people, it's gonna alter the way their life gonna pan out. They gonna go from wanting to be dentist to now they gonna go get that communications degree and call it a day.
Putting in hard work is not for everybody. If it was, everybody would be successful.
Oof, it's mentally strenuous.
That's why most people change their purpose, and most people feel like they're in their purpose, and they're really not. Going back to our significant others in our purpose, I think it's very important that we share our purpose with our significant others. Just in case we verify our purpose, they can actually put us back on our purpose or help us get back on track.
But bro, I feel like that especially this generation nowadays, like it's probably best you don't share, like if you get into all that with somebody. For example, how I said earlier that like you might find your purpose when you start talking to somebody, or when you start involving yourself with somebody else. So like if I'm sharing with you my purpose and it's completely different from what you set for yourself, like when that's veer you away from me, like I feel like you got to approach that with an open mind with your significant other, like, or somebody that you see could be your significant other. You got to approach them with an open mind, like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you into? Like, I don't want to throw you off and have you feeling like we can't share the same purpose or we can't go towards the same goal because mine is so much more important. You feel me?
I don't necessarily feel like everybody gotta have, or two people who meet each other gotta have the same purpose. I just feel like there has to be a sense of direction. It always has to be trending upward. They got to see that, okay, like for example, if I want to be a dentist and you know you want to be a, I don't know, podiatrist, like they're not necessarily gonna be like, oh, she want to play with feet. I ain't trying to. She ain't got no purpose. You feel me? But I feel like as long as that direction is forward, I mean, obviously you sharing the same purpose would definitely be like, okay, like, all right, I'm rocking with it. But everybody have a different purpose, so I don't necessarily think like, oh, that would drive somebody away.
With my statement, I wasn't saying that you guys, significant other, has to share the same purpose. I was saying that it's good for them to know your purpose because you never know who you come across. You can this person, your significant other, can be the person who can elevate your purpose. So basically, you're going to keep that same purpose, but she can expedite it. I understand what you're saying about the same purpose, having the same purpose. But if you so sure about your purpose and your significant other has the same purpose as you, or don't, in this case, don't have the same purpose as you, it shouldn't push you away. It's time for you to determine how you can help them with their purpose and stay in their purpose.
Wait, real quick, bro. Is it safe to say that your purpose and your goals is basically the same thing, kind of?
Nah, because goals are little attainable steps. So it's like, all right, today my goal is this. Next week my goal is this. My main goal I'm focused on right now is to graduate school, but my purpose is elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Your goal is like little attainable thing. Your purpose is it's a life goal, like what you want to do in life.
It's like the bigger picture.
What's your purpose in life?
My purpose is to serve kids. When I was growing up, I had mentors and things like that who served me, who gave me the tools and knowledge I needed to be equipped with to actually get into my purpose. So once I figured that out, I know my purpose is to serve kids and make sure they're good, make sure I'm giving them what they need, the knowledge they need to be better adults.
So you consider yourself a community patriot?
A mentor.
My purpose in life is to break my generational curse. That's it ain't never been adopted in my family, so I'm just like, yeah, I could set the tone right here going forward.
Okay.
Being young black males, I would agree with that as well. Setting certain type of standards to live by and breaking generational curse.
So like, do y'all have like y'all purposes right now? It sound like short term. So like, do y'all have like a purpose or a backup plan after that? Like, let's say, because Aunt, you say yours is to break the curse of becoming the first doctor in your family. So you're gonna achieve that, God willing. So when you do, what's your purpose after that?
My purpose is to pass it down to my children so that there's never another generational curse. Teach my children. Okay, like, hey, not even if they don't want to be a doctor or whatever. I mean, hey, like, hey, whether it's entrepreneurship or education, choose a route. You know, go hard. Be a good family person, and after that, your future generations will thank you. Basically, I want to leave after I graduate and become a doctor. I want to leave your children know your legacy, so I want to leave a good legacy.
It sounds like your purpose is to set the family foundation for the future.
Right now we the uncles and aunties right now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's kind of like, okay, the youngins they looking up to us like, all right, Uncle Jay doing this. He went to college. He did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Uncle Tati, he over there, doing facial skincare.
Massages as well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you see Uncle Drew got his podcast. He trying to take over. Like, I think those are positive male figures for the young generations of our family to look up to. So now, even if it's not the greatest thing in the world, at least they still in the direction to try to do something positive. Because all we knew was like, sports and stuff. But now it's like we could grow up and teach them, all right, like it ain't gotta be sports. It could be this, it could be that, we could change things.
And that's what I was taught by my mentors and things like that. So now I'm doing it's basically like a trickle effect, giving them what I was told, giving them the gems that was dropped on me, knowing that you got to have a plan outside of football. Football should be plan B, sports should be plan B, plan A should be the education. So because you can do a lot with education when football is done or sports are done.
Coming out of high school, no one told me about whether I have to attend college or have a niche that someone can like prosper on, as in trying to find a source of income.
They play a big role, huh?
That play a big role in like my purpose, period. Like, I feel like it's not my purpose to get money, but I want to get money. Like, you gotta want to get money, bro. They be like, oh, money can't buy happiness, bro. You lying, bro. You're a lying. Like, it's not gonna pay for happiness. I can't walk in the store and get the price tag and scan that whole. But I'm happiest when I could, like Drake said, I'm happiest when I could buy what I want, get high when I want. Like, that's me and my happiest moments when I could do what I want to do. So like, having money, chasing money like that, if I had to choose a purpose and it wasn't just finding the purpose, it'll be that, bro. Like I'm, especially in America, bro. You need that to do anything nowadays. You can't just walk around here and expect to not have it on you at some point. So that I feel like money's that's the big factor in this whole thing. Finances.
Hmm. Financial structure, financial literacy is key in growing up as a young male, woman, anybody. But it's not that you can buy happiness; it's that money buys you the thing, or at least the thing that should make you the most happiest in this time. Because, like you said, you happiest when you can buy what you want, do what you want, but you can't do none of that stuff with time. Time is the currency you need. And I feel like having that stable income and good money saved and good investments, I feel like it could, you know, time is freedom. And that's what having money does for you. Because I feel like investing and saving should be part of, a man's purpose too, you know what I'm saying? Whether, and it's not necessarily investing in the stock market, it's anything, find something that's valuable and invest in it, let it grow. Like, there's people who buy watches, man, and watches appreciate like crazy. It's people who buy stocks, and like you said, $3 could turn to 50 real
Mm-hmm.
quick. And but another thing is saving. A lot of people don't realize, like if you save 10% of your paychecks, by the time you 60, it's gonna be a lot of money in that
It's gonna
account.
be a lot of money,
And
bro.
and 10% of your, let's say your paycheck $1,500, like 10% is only $150. But people don't think like, let me put this 150 away for the long term benefit. You know what I'm saying? And I just think they gotta have that gear shift in your mind.
I think a lot of times people be scared to put that money away because a lot of times they don't even think they promised anything. Like the next day, you're not promised the next day, so you might be scared to put your money away because of that.
But that goes back to having a mentor.
So is it safe to say that finances plays a big role in a man's purpose?
Absolutely.
Yes, I would say that.
I agree with that. With guidance, all that ties in. If you have guidance throughout your life as you grow up to get into your purpose, to act for somebody to actually be around you so long, to actually see your purpose in you and help bring it out, all that ties into you ultimately getting your overall purpose.
So like do you think like have your purpose ever changed? Like not even counting your significant other, just like have your purpose like from high school, you probably had a different mindset on how you was gonna go about with things or what was gonna happen or the path you was gonna take to get to where you at now. At some point, did that change? Did Joe? I'm not this kind of Jalen. I'm not this kind of ant. You know, I want to do this now. I'm into this now. Did your purpose ever change along the way?
Um, my purpose changed in the fact that it opened my eyes. I got more into it, more able. I was able to see it more, um, and enhance it more. So every person who actually seen my purpose and knew my purpose from grade school to now is literally still in my life. I was fortunate to have people, teachers in my life who actually see my purpose and help me bring it out, help bring it out of me, and encourage me to keep going. I'm doing the right thing. So I'm able to have those conversations now, and for them to tell me they seen this in me, they knew what I was, they knew what my purpose was, and I'm actually living in it. It's just a good feeling.
So like before your purpose changed, you know, if you had to control how things actually did go, was this like how you imagined it would be? Like was this the end goal you wanted? Like I like you know you took a different path or whatever, but is this the purpose you ultimately wanted? Like in high school, I loved this. I wanted to do this. Your purpose changed. Now you love this. You wanted to do this. So like, would you prefer this purpose over the one you previously had before things just changed up?
So my overall purpose never changed, right? But when I was little, coming up, I didn't when I didn't really have the guidance. Everybody wanted to be. I just wanted to be rich. So that was originally my,
Just getting money.
yeah. So just get money, like you said. But as I continue to develop and start seeing things, every event in my life start happening, I start, okay, how can I make the best out of this? How can I take the positive out of this and make it a lesson, right? So it ultimately grew me into my purpose. But my backup,
Yeah, your backup.
my backup purpose was my original purpose as a kid.
That was your first love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, has my purpose changed from then to now? Absolutely. Man, I genuinely never, ever, ever, ever once in my life thought about being a doctor ever. And when I had got back from the military and I started school, I don't know, it was just something that just like I realized I enjoy taking care of my teeth. Everybody always know me for smiling all the time, even in the military. You know, the Maroon, stop smiling. But that's just it'd be like, yo, is it why is you always smiling? But what? Hey, it's just a what a time to be alive, you know.
I
and
feel it. I feel it.
and then I went to BC and I started that dental assistant, and I was like, yeah, bro, like I don't know, God must have put me here for a reason, but I really enjoyed it, so I got to pursue it all the way, and you know, in pursuing it is my way to shift the culture of my family. You know what I'm saying? Like once one person see you become a doctor, then hey, it's a trickling effect. Maybe not everybody gonna do it, but one person, you know, the next generation, all right, somebody gonna become a doctor. Somebody gonna, you know, I feel like I'm setting the standard.
Okay.
I understand your purpose full force, and I think everybody should have that purpose to create that foundation for their family. But sometimes you have to get selfish with your purpose because you don't want the Hoovers, the ones just okay. He gonna do this, so I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna just take from him. You want to be aware of those people.
So okay, so I'm asking you this because you said that you said you have to be selfish with your purpose, correct?
Correct.
So going back to this significant other one, we didn't say this part. What if y'all purpose don't align? Like completely different. It's night and day. You know, you like her, you love her, you really rock with her, but it don't align. Your purpose just don't align. Like, would you find your way up out the door, or would you like alter yours completely? Like, would you change it?
Your purpose is your purpose. So me changing my purpose is never an option because I know that is my overall goal. Like I said, like it's been put on me. I've been blessed with the purpose that I have, right? So if any way, shape, or form I have to change or veer off from my purpose because of my significant other, as we say, she's not my person. I'm in her life for a specific reason. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm in her life just to put her on the right track for her purpose or help her get the vision she needs to get on her purpose. But me changing my purpose for anybody is not an option. It should be the same for her because if you know how purpose works,
That's understandable.
purpose should be complementary to the other purpose, to your other person's purpose. It should be, you shouldn't have to change it for anybody.
Now, yeah, I agree with that. I was just about to hop on. I didn't want to cut you off, but I was going to say, man, I ain't changing my purpose for nobody because I feel like your purpose is God given, and I feel like, you know, like you shouldn't give that up for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody, not your mom, nobody. Like it's what you was put on this earth to do.
So you want to put your purpose on hold, like as in compromise?
Give me a situation where I might need to put it on hold.
I'm gonna give you an example right now. Let's say your significant other has to veer away from where y'all at right now. Like y'all got to get away completely.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has to go. Maybe somebody in the family is sick. Maybe she's sick and she got to get away. You feel me? So you can't put all your time into learning to be a doctor or being the doctor. So like you got to put that on hold completely, and you might not get the opportunity right away. You might get the opportunity in another state, the state that you at right now, but everything you had right there back then in Florida, everything you had at that one moment, you ain't got that right now because your significant other just can't do that right now.
I feel like it's a way to make it work. You know what I'm saying? At the end, that's your significant other. You know what I'm saying? If they sick or something came up where your purpose might got to be put, I don't necessarily say your purpose got to be put on hold. It definitely might regress.
Okay.
The throttle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking 7 classes, maybe I might got to take care of my wife because she's sick. Maybe I'll take 2. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you know, you still got your life and your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can still go ahead and be generous and compromise. Like, all right, you know what? Instead of 8 classes, that's too much. I'm gonna take 2, and I'm gonna make sure we straight. I'm gonna take care of you. I got you. But like, if you just stop your purpose completely, like, nah, man, that's what you was born to do.
See, but I don't see that as a compromise because you're still going towards your purpose. You're just not going as fast, right? That all it did just really slowed it down but you're not compromising or you're not veering off.
I got a perfect compromise for you right now, then, because maybe I didn't give you the best example. Let's say your lady is a very good singer. I mean, great singer. She probably just got a deal, or American Idol told her, "Hey, you good enough to get a deal." She got a deal somewhere. Now she's about to go on tour. Your lady's becoming a big singer. I'm not talking about no little league stuff. I mean, your lady's a big singer now, or whatever, and she wants you to be her manager on the road. She wants you to be her manager on the road. She's a big singer. She's going on tour. That's her purpose.
She's a singer. Her purpose was she's blessing people with her voice, right? My purpose is still my purpose, right? I'm kids are still my purpose. So she's not gonna be on the road 300 days out of the 365 days in the year.
She's gone for 3 months though. You're on tour. You're the manager.
I'm still gonna have time to give back to kids. It don't have to be on the field. I can be part of a program or part of a foundation where we give back. Kids come to foundations. Kids come to events. I can still give back.
So you will compromise your purpose.
Where's the compromise? I'm still in my purpose.
I would say that I would just I wouldn't compromise anything. Like, all right, you about to become a singer, you want me to be your manager? Okay, I'm rocking, but once we get to where we going, we need to focus on my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the all right, let's whatever the case may be, let's use whatever profit we got and let's start a nonprofit organization for children in, you feel me, Hollywood, out of there, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, you, like I said, you might gotta regress, but at the end of the day, you still got to chase your purpose.
What's your definition of compromise?
To me, compromising means like somebody's gonna have to get a shorter end of the stick for the solution. There's always somebody's gonna probably benefit more from this, but we're both gonna benefit. It don't matter, you get it more, I get it less. We're both gonna benefit because we compromise. That's compromising to me. I might take the shorter end of the stick to make sure you get this end, but at the end of the day, we're both succeeding. We're both doing what we want to do. We're both, winning right now. So that's compromising to me.
I just can't do it, man. Listen, I just can't do it because, like, I wouldn't ask somebody. I wouldn't ask somebody to give their purpose up for me. Now, some people might do it. You feel me? I'm just one of the people who I just can't do it. But like, I expect as my significant other for you to understand, like, hey, this is your dream you chasing. You feel me? Like, I want to chase mine too. Some people not comfortable with just settling for living somebody else's life.
Agree.
Fruitful thought.
Because that's what you're saying about the whole singer thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm her manager, but I'm still living her life.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, you doing something that you wouldn't mind doing.
Listen, as long as you know your purpose, there's ways to stay in your purpose during advancement.
It's just like another prime example is like, look, let's say my purpose, I felt like my purpose was coaching. Like, yeah, right now obviously I tore my Achilles and I had to take a major regress from coaching, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still doing the things necessary right now so that I can get back out there, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I got to do what I got to do. I got to go to therapy. I got to stretch. I got to take better care of myself. So that way, eventually I could get back to my purpose. I'm still chasing what I was chasing, you know what I'm saying? It's way slower than it was, but hey, slow grind better than no grind.
I feel that. Well, y'all boys, I ain't gonna lie. This was very beneficial for me. I learned a lot about you. Y'all boys tough. I learned a lot. Y'all.
Same here.
We ain't playing around with life.
When you speak in purposeful men and talking about life things like that, you got to be stern, not stern where you just like you can't change.
You got to stand on what you say.
Correct.
Yeah, you gotta stand on what you say, and that might piss some people off too.
You're not gonna make everybody happy.
But I'm gonna end y'all off with a little quote here, man. This by Big Sean. What's my purpose? Where is my purpose? Why is my purpose? I am purpose. When I compare my purpose to someone else's, it's no longer my purpose. Disconnect to reconnect. Uncut.
Raw.
And authentic.
Hey, it's your boy Jay.
And it's your boy Tati.
And you already know who it is. It's your boy Ant.
It's the one and only Drew.
Your mail has been delivered.